earbud. Let me try. Let me see what I can do. I should have did this before I went live. Should have did that before I went live. Okay. All right. I think I'm live. Let me see if it can. All right. It caught my voice. Yeah. So I am. Okay. Make sure that works good. So I am doing a quick live stream. Man, y'all, I had the pleasure of watching some crazy shit. I want to talk about it. Now, I am somebody who is very much into psychology. I've said that before. I am a fan of a lot of movies and books about groupthink. I'm a fan of it. I find that shit quite intriguing, the idea that when people get together, did I watch this stuff? I thought I did. Yeah, it's washed. Okay, I'm just unlock. I'm gonna empty my dishwasher out while I'm talking. Then I got to get to planning. I have a new event, a new project for some. I have this particular. I have a lot of little girls who have fabulous parties, and their parents say that money is not an issue, and so we're working on um, a sweet 16 party. So I'm working on that. But anyway, I got to get to it. That's my point. Anyhow, I had the pleasure, y'all, of checking out something very interesting. So I'm into groupthink, I'm into psychology, I'm into the idea of dystopia. I'm very interested in North Korea, and I'm very interested in cults. Why? Because I think it's something very interesting about the psychology of human beings when it comes to changing one's mind or being controlled, and also um, being convinced and the idea of one needing to be led and one needing leadership. I am interested in that. I think that a lot of our institutions are based on those principles. And institutions are often wayward and they take advantage of people's inability to lead themselves, people's inability to have independent thought. And so, with that in mind, this idea of looking at how people fail to have independent thinking and they rely on the group, they rely on institutions and all kind of other forms of dependency in order to function. They want institutions and groups to be the answer to all of their problems, to solve all their real world problems. Um, I think it's interesting. A lot of people attend cults, they join groups, they get into that gang mentality based off of this need, this desire, this hope that a group think a dear leader will answer all their problems in life. And I think that people a lot of times they don't really want to look at what's really going on. It's like escapism. That's the best word I can use, escapism. A lot of people are trained in society to seek refuge from problems, to not have a solution as an individual. People are trained to look for uh, solutions outside of themselves. They have to find all resolutions in some kind of institution, some kind of group, some kind of leader. That's kind of how people are trained. They're not trained in society, critical thinking. What's the problem? Can I evaluate the problem? Now, what are all the different, what's the landscape? Where are all the barriers to, that I can access in order to solve my problem? What are the resources? What can I muster? What can I think through? What can I act through? How can I be self-empowered individual? Oh no, 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 no. Society doesn't train you to be that way. right? Or to gather those who actually think about progress in a positive way. Most times, groups control, they don't actually provide structure in the ways that actually solve problems. Because then, guess what? Once you solve a problem, the group no longer needs to exist. And this is why people create institutions. I'm not against institutions, but I'm just saying things eliminate themselves. And there's money to be made when you have a problem that's ongoing. I give an example, dietitian. You go to a dietitian, I'm underweight, I'm overweight, some. The goal is to keep you to come to see the dietitian or any medical issue, right? The goal is not to kill the cancer, it's to keep you coming to chemotherapy. And so that codependency is something that institutions and groups and cults and governments, they would depend on that. They don't want you to actually have solutions, right? When you're an independent thinker, you are actually a dangerous person. When you are a problem solver, right? When you are a solution bringer, you become a problem to society. Really, you are. You are a threat. I'll give you one example. There's a organization, I won't say the name of it, but it's local. It's a local organization. And this local organization asked everybody in the community, a predominantly black, you know, upper middle class, professional series of neighborhoods. They created this organization, and it's headed by somebody who's a politician. And I'm in that group, but a lot of times I be part of something, but I ain't. I'm independently part of something because I use the resources or the data or the information from that organization for my own benefit and resources for my own agenda. So you'll see me be part of something. I might be a card carrying member, but I'm there to use the institution for the resources it has, not for necessarily the institution's agenda or said agenda. So that's kind of how I operate. So you'll see me be part of a lot of things, but I'm using it for networking and other purposes. And of course, I do the duties that may be required. But anyway, I had saw a problem. We had a collective problem in this community. As gentrification happens, what's happened is we've had some folks from the hood move out this way using Section 8. And so naturally, in the hood, the gas stations become a place of activity. And so when they would move out here to the burbs with us, they don't have anywhere to go. I'm just being honest. There's nothing here but housing. There's nothing here but streets and neighborhoods. And neighborhoods around here, there's a lot of security. There's riding security. There's security gates, access. It's not a whole lot for you to do if you don't have a house out here. And so a lot of people, like, where are you going to hang out? We got two places you can be and just be out here because it's you got to go into the city. We don't have no clubs, we don't have no bars, we don't have nothing out here for like 10 square miles. It's just houses. So you either at your house or you could go to the grocery store or the gas station. Okay, we got a couple of like Chinese restaurants and sandwich shops and stuff like that. So you got two choices. You can hang out at the grocery store, which is Publix, and that's not that hot, not that fun, right? Nothing sexy about that. Or you can hang out at the local gas stations. And we have about 10 of them in this region. They became problematic because when the gentrification pushed some of the hood out here through the Section 8 program, that's what they did. They went back to the ghetto and do what they do, which is what? Try to post up, open their cars, stand out, be outside. I mean, it's not like a bad problem, but it is a somewhat of a problem. And so we started seeing that as a collective community, like, why is it two cars full of dudes, you know, hanging out, blasting music at our gas stations? That's not okay. We need the police to be here, and the police need to tell them there's no loitering, and we're not about to get gas and anything else we need at our gas stations when you got people who are thinking they're going to bring loitering to this community. We don't do that. You go into the gas station, get what the fuck you need, get in your car, and go the fuck home or out to the city or wherever you want to go. We don't do that. That ain't culture here. So what happened is this organization that I'm part of, it brings collectively all these HOAs and neighborhoods together, where it's a lot of us, and they're trying to fall under this one umbrella. And so I'm just giving an example of how institutions they can have solutions, but they don't feel the need to completely solve something because then they won't exist. They don't have value. So this particular neighborhood organization is charging each HOA, each community, a significant amount of money to be a member. And see, I'm a solution bringer. I'm not somebody who needs to create an organization to peddle concerns because people are too lazy and too sorry. I believe in self empowering people. Understand? So, what I came up with when I started seeing some of this stuff, they were like, oh, yeah, we got to call the commissioner. We got to do this. We got to do that. We're going to have some kind of, program for the gas stations. We're going to do the, all this long shit, all this stuff that's got to stretch out over years instead of just solve the problem. What is the fucking problem? The fucking problem is that we have people who are not used to the culture of the burbs. They think that it's okay to hang out at gas stations with their music blasting and loiter. And what does that bring? That eventually brings drugs, drug deals. It creates an unsafe environment. And not only that, it deters people who've been living here from wanting to stop at the gas station. We should not have to wait till we get to a white community where the gas stations are loitering free to get gas. I am not about to drive. This is the problem. So, what we need to do is clean up our gas stations. Where does the problem begin? Corporate. So the first thing I did when I realized, like, I saw the plan from the organization and it was all stretched out and shit. I was like, oh, no, 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 no. We're not finna stretch out an easy solution. See, the easy solution is for each of us to go to them gas stations and have a conversation with the manager. And I'm willing to do that. I don't mind. So I get on the network, a neighborhood app, and I proceed to tell people here is the number for so and so gas station at so and so address. Here's all the gas station addresses that are problematic where we have seen loitering. And here are the phone numbers to said gas station. Here's the address, the store number. And in addition, here's the corporate number. See, Exxon owns that. Chevron owns that. BP owns that. Quick Trip owns that. We need to let corporate know we're not happy. And we would like them, since they're making all of this money in the safe black community, to keep our safe black community safe by policing their fucking parking lot, which means you need to hire some security, meaning, i.e., DeKalb County Police. You need to get full time, if not part time, police in this fucking gas station so we can feel safe and continue to spend our black dollars. You see how simple that is? I don't need to institutionalize something and hold people ransom. You understand? For money. You got to pay me and I'll come up with all your solutions. It's going to take me 2 years. I got a 2 year plan. No, no, no. Do you know that I proceeded to go ahead and do that on my own as a person? And I told everybody if you go to gas stations and you feel unsafe, proceed to do the following. Here is the plan. Take note of it in your phone. Take a picture and label the date. Take a picture of what you are seeing and email it to corporate and then follow up with a call. If we continue to do this and demand that they have security and let them know that we will not be going to their gas stations to spend money because we no longer feel safe. Corporate's listening. They're listening. They don't know if you don't tell them. You think the employees are going to tell them? We're creating an unsafe environment. Is corporate, I mean, you said these cashiers, are they going to actually say, hey, we need to spend money on security? No, they're not. They're fucking not. It's your job as a consumer to confront the corporate structure and tell them how to get your money or keep your money. This is your neighborhood. The only people who is frequenting these fucking gas stations are here. This is not a major intersection. This is not a busy street. They rely on the local people in these suburbs to frequent them. They can't sell no chips if we don't buy chips. They can't sell no gas if we don't buy gas. We will boycott you motherfuckers because y'all are out here isolated and all you got is us. Okay? Because ain't nobody coming off I-20 to come all the way down here on these side streets and the birds. You relying on us. Do you understand your position? And that's what I made clear. And people were happy. People were like, yes, I will call. Yes, I will call. Do you know? Do you know? It did not take long before I got a call from the president of this organization. He was like, oh, she's creating solutions too quickly. She's making me less valuable to the community. No, I ain't. This ain't about you. This ain't about you. Your agenda is too long. Ain't nobody waiting for that. Ain't nobody waiting for this shit to get worse. Ain't nobody waiting for folks to get shot. Okay, we got hardworking professionals out here. We're not waiting for nothing to happen. It's time for action now. And action takes a phone call and an email and a follow up and a good goddamn threat. So I got my black Karens on the job. You understand? And anytime I go up to any gas station and I don't like what I see, I take a picture from my car. I go inside, ask to speak to the manager. I show them said picture very quietly. You see this shit right here? You got five folks sitting out here in the parking lot. What are you going to do? Can I get you to explain to me why this is okay and why this is not safe? Can you tell me out of your mouth why this is acceptable when I'm bringing my ass in here to spend money and they ain't spending none, they just hanging out? Why is that okay? Are you okay with us being unsafe? I want to know because I want to tell my community what you think. Oh, motherfucker, start acting different. You understand? It's just that simple. You take initiative. You don't need an institution. You don't need the governor. You don't need the commissioner. You don't need all this other shit. You don't need it. Take full advantage of your agency to speak. Let your black dollars ride. The collective black dollars, let it ride. Let it do what it do. That's how that works. You see, that's what I'm saying. A lot of institutions, they are no good without keeping problems so they don't have solutions. That's what I'm saying. Okay. And so I got a call from dude. Hey, you know what, May, what are you doing? Why don't you join us on a call? I'm not finna sit on 10 fucking phone calls to nowhere. Group phone calls and group think. We don't need all that. I posted what I posted. You could take that down and you could just come to no, 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 no. I'm creating a solution right here and right now. And that's a problem that won't be a problem so long. Because everybody who watches this shit and is empowered and who sees it got the phone numbers and they're gonna call. And y'all know what? We ain't had that many problems. Because we've demanded that they have a couple of things. Cameras, we have requested that they have followed through with promoting safety, putting signage up that says no loitering, and fucking enforcing it. I got one more gas station I'm working on to get 24-hour. This is the most biggest popular one to get 24-hour police. They have them at night, but I want them 24 hours. That's just me. Okay. Because folk who don't work, they got plenty of time to loiter, even in the daytime. And I don't want to see the shit. Okay. I'm a motherfucking Karen. That's my job. I'm on my job. I create solutions. I don't have time for institutions to play games. I don't have time for that. So you see what I'm saying? In society, all these institutions they want to bullshit and they want to kick the can and all this other stuff. I'm up on that. I'm not even trying to entertain that. Mm-mm. You're not going to have me on a bunch of calls and we feel like we did something because we got to talk to each other and get our voices heard. And you just want to fill your calendar up with a whole bunch of fucking meetings to nowhere that don't get nothing done. It don't take all that. It don't fucking take all that. Okay, one call, that's all. It don't take all that. So I cut to the chase. I'm a solution bringer. They don't need people like me in society. People like me destroy institutions. People like me make people less dependent, less likely to pay to join something. They don't need a lot of people like me. I'm a community builder, a community leader, a community organizer. They don't like people like me. Cause we get down to the get down. I'm grassroots. I don't even fuck around. I tell everybody, you got a voice, use it. You got buying power, hold it. You don't like that shit? Don't shop there no goddamn more. And not only do you walk away, you tell them why. You got to tell them why. See, that's the part people forget. It's so scary, so quiet. Too scared to rock the boat. Go in that motherfucker and tell that person you will never see another black dollar from me. And here's why. I suggest that you do X, Y, and Z. Otherwise, I'm going to spread the word and it's going to be more people and your ass will be boycotted. Play with it. Test it. Okay? That's how that goes. They don't like community organizers, people who empower individuals in the community. They don't like that. But y'all understand what I'm saying about groupthink. A lot of people they rely on others because they don't have good ideas. They rely on others because they don't feel empowered. They feel small. They don't think they can actually do anything. People can't even think their way out of a fucking wet tissue. That's part of it. A lot of people are not smart, y'all. And I'm not saying I'm super smart, but I am smart. A lot of people can't fucking think. You hear me? They're fucking dumb. If somebody don't tell them what to do, they don't know what to do. Sometimes people don't even know why they don't like something. They just know something ain't right. Well, put your fucking finger on it. What is it? What's the problem? If you know what the problem is, you can get to a solution. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? A lot of people are not critical thinkers. They can't think. They don't know how to think. Let me get to my point. Let me get to my point. I like ranting while I'm cleaning up. Please forgive me. It makes this redundant behavior I'm doing, this duty, a little more pleasurable. So anyway, groupthink. I have written here three three things, three things that people do to escape a fucking problem. And what is the problem? I find this very fascinating. I'm not mad. I want y'all to understand. I'm not mad. I'm not deeply concerned about it. But this is one form of entertainment for me. Looking at people come online looking for so-called solutions to problems. Um, oh, that's dirty. Why is that so dirty? I'll watch that again. People coming online. See, that's you see how goofy that is. People coming online to look for solutions to problems that they create. Ain't that funny? I'm gonna go online and complain about problems I create. Let me say that again. I'm gonna go online to complain about problems that I create for myself. That shit is funny. That shit's funny. I talked about shadow work the other day. People can't rightly see themselves, you know? A lot of times people cannot rightly see themselves. So they project all kind of issues and struggles on others. And I should say I've been out today already. I went shopping. I got two carpets. What else did I do? I went to the Dollar Tree, bought a bunch of bullshit just to satisfy my female soul. You know, as women, we gotta waste some money sometimes. We don't feel right. So I've been out and about today. So now I'm doing some housework, and my husband went with another guy to pick up the stuff from. They had a big block party downtown, so we had two truckloads full of stuff down there. And so here I am. Uh-oh, I need my drying cloth. Let me go get my drying cloth. Sit down with this silverware. But anyhow, a lot of people come online and they complain about things that they create, problems they uh, create for themselves. And they act like they're pretending like they're looking for solutions. They ain't looking for no solutions. These people are not looking for solutions because guess what? These people are not looking for solutions because the solution is them fixing their goddamn self. And most people don't want to fix themselves. So what do I mean by three, three? These are basically three escape routes. And I'm entertained by people who create their problems and then come online and cry. I think this shit's hilarious. I'm gonna get to what I witnessed that triggered me to to do this stream. I'm gonna get to it in a second. But I see a problem, okay? And I don't mean my problem. I'm talking about a general problem. I see people who come online because in their real lives they have created a sad situation for themselves. But instead of them doing the shadow work, right, and investigating how they caused their own demise or their downfall or an unfavorable situation, instead of them doing that, they come online to project collectively their excuses, the how and the why in the SBE, the blaming. They got to blame somebody because to take responsibility and say, you know what, maybe I'm just not good enough. Maybe I could have done better. Or maybe if I had somebody, if I was aiming to be with somebody who was on my level, I might not feel like I can't get nobody, but I want somebody out of my league. So y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the whole SBE culture. Okay. It's funny to me. I ain't mad. It's a coping thing. Humans cope. So this ain't nothing strange. Humans cope. A lot of women, they be coping with being unattractive. That's why they put all their goddamn makeup on. They put all them goddamn lashes and nails and fake hair. They coping, man. Coping is a natural fucking thing. It's not strange. That shit be funny. That's why you got people with Dracula's fucking eyelashes. They coping because they know they not cute. They don't know how to get there, so they start looking like trannies. They doing too much. I think that shit's funny too. So I ain't just laughing at one just, dysfunction. All that shit be funny. People cope. You can't blame them for coping. It's natural, isn't it? If you can't quite get what you want, you have to cope. Now you could fix your problems. You could, but that's too much like work. People don't like a lot of people are lazy. And not only that, it hurts. It hurts to say, I'm just not measuring up. It hurts. It hurts to face the music. A lot of people don't like facing reality. You know what I'm saying? How many women want to be like, yeah, I can see it. I'm not that attractive. I'm not attractive. I'm just not that attractive to most men. Most women don't want to say that. They just go out and they just buy a whole bunch of beauty bullshit and keep piling on wigs. I'm just using it as an analogy. A lot of people don't want to deal with being less than. It's painful. God damn it, it's painful. But no, I mean, how many people walk around here? I'm dumb. I'm dumb. Nobody really does that. Not normally. Shadow work is seeing what is, not what you want to see. And that ain't easy work. Most people don't do shadow work. Shadow work will scare the whole fuck out of people. Okay? Because you got to accept what the fuck you see. And most people don't want to accept what they see. They want to cope. So there's three copings that I'm seeing for people who come online with problems, and they are the ones who create the problems for themselves. I see three solid copes. The first cope we see is incel. I can't get anybody. Nobody wants me. So it's all women, or it's all men. It's something wrong with men fundamentally. There's nothing wrong with me. All females are bad. All females are evil. So I'm going to be an incel. All men are bad, so I'm going to be a femcel. Got it? That's a cope. It's nothing wrong with me that I can't get a date or nobody look at my ass, my funny looking and funny acting ass. That ain't no, can't be me. It's somebody else's fault. So they come on the internet and they find other people who are going through the same problem, and they have a group coat, and they join certain channels and they can sit and cry together. We cry together, right? We're gonna cope and cry together. It's all women. Women are evil, right? All men are evil. Nothing wrong with me. That shit is hilarious. Group think again. I go back to the psychology. It thrills me. I find it very intriguing. I find it intriguing. Group think comes in the form of group hope. This is why I am attracted to listening to this craziness. It absolutely thrills me. The need to save the ego is so strong in some of these people, right? It's so fucking strong. I would blame the whole world before I look at my fucking self. I will not evaluate myself for what I have done to cause my condition. No, hell no. It's somebody else's fault. Never mind. Okay, all right. Okay, baby. All right. Just find you a little group. Y'all get together and cry every day. Okay. So the first one is the incel. I just spoke on it. The incel has to, and the femcel has to find something wrong with the sex, right? And sometimes it makes you wonder if you have a problem with the sex. Are you just gay? Is that really what's going on? Are you just gay? Women don't like your ass. So something wrong with women. Maybe you just gay. Maybe you like men. Maybe that's what's really going on. So when you see men making broad generalizations about women, and women ain't this, and women are dumb, and women are children, and women, they probably are gay. That's just the truth. If you don't like the opposite sex and you can't find anything good about them, you probably just don't like the opposite sex. Just keep it real, bruh. You don't got an SBE because you gay. Just say, I want a man. I want to be with a man. Okay. Well, join the Rainbow Clan. There you go. Now you can be happy. Anyhow, that's one way of cope. I'm about to get to the other two, but I have one in particular. I want to go deep, deep, deep and dive. I want to dive because that shit was hilarious. What I saw, man, boy, 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 was it a joy for me to watch. That shit was layers upon layers of wow. I'm talking about wow. I ain't never seen no shit like it. I won't forget it. I won't goddamn forget it. Anyway, the second coat. So the first coat is femcell incelhood. Sometimes we could also call it hiding from LGBTQ reality. Okay, some of that's hiding and coping from being gay. That whole incel shit. So I put incels and femcells in line with homosexuality. I think they almost damn near one and the same. Something wrong with you. Okay, something's wrong with you, baby. You ain't in line with nature. Something wrong with you. That's okay. Everybody gonna be perfect. You can it be something wrong with you. There's somewhere in the world for you to exist. Somewhere. Don't ask me where because I don't know. I don't know. That ain't my job. Okay, I got some more dishes. Let me see here. Let me put this stuff up. Okay, so the second level of cope. What is the second level of cope? The second level of cope, besides incel and femcelhood, is the passport bros. And y'all know I done been down that road many, many times. We have explored and explained and went through the science. Thank you. Holla out, shout out to the peso man. We revealed the details and the issues that come along with the passport bro mentality. And when I say passport bro, I'm not talking about men who travel and fall in love with women abroad. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the motherfuckers who's trying to escape the fact that they ass ain't much and they not much in their own country and women in their own country really don't like them. So they got to go find poor women to find somebody to actually entertain their sorry ass. And most of them are underachievers, broke, funny looking, fat, ugly, old, bald, all that other shit. Socially awkward. Yeah, that's the ones I'm talking about. They escaping the harsh reality that Darwinism is at their fucking door. Okay? And that's the case. There are plenty of men who travel abroad and they happen to meet a nice woman from another country and it is unintentional. It happens and they fall in love. Ain't nobody talking about them. I'm talking about mugs that's trying to escape the reality that Darwinism, natural selection is at their fucking door. Don't nobody want it in your whole country. So you want to run to the third world. Okay? Been there, done that. We didn't talk about that. I ain't gonna go through that. Now this is the one that I am here for. This is the one that I am interested in. This is the part. Let me see. Let me see here. Hey, what's up, creative? You said what you cooking, girl? I ain't cooking shit. I'm over here slaving over these damn dishes. That's what I'm doing. I'm slaving. I cooked some girl. I had some pesto pasta I cooked the other day. I cooked it from the garden, straight pesto from basil, fresh basil. Girl, that shit was so green it scared me. That's not what the pesto in the stores look like. Okay, I don't know what the hell happened, but it tasted like a damn tree. Okay, so as much as I want to cook out the garden, I got to take my expectations from the fake shit. You know, you've been eating fake food for so long. You've been using sauces and shit that come from the stores. They got all that extra shit in it. When you get down to the real thing, you know, that organic shit, it be tasting different. So I had to be like, whoa, why is this shit so green? That ain't what it looked like, the shit I've been eating out of a damn jar. But anyway, yeah. So I ain't cooking nothing today. I'll make my daughter handmade pizza, but that's it. I ain't cooking shit. I got to do a lot of paperwork upstairs. I got to actually do some planning. Matter of fact, yeah, I got a meeting at 6 o'clock. Let me hurry up with this stream. I got to meet with my clients at 6 o'clock about this big 16, what's it called, Sweet 16 party. Um, yeah, I'm designing. Yeah. Anyway, so to number three, yeah, let me tell you something. I am not gonna lie. Okay, I watched a stream on Rumble, and I'm still not done. I just gotta laugh. That's why I'm doing these streams. I gotta laugh. I'm talking all that other shit before this. This is what I'm really talking about. Okay. The third option you have, if you can't cope with yourself and the world you created for yourself, your own reality that you did, the problem you created in yourself. You can be an incel, femcel. That's one. Option number two, you can be a passport bro or a passport girl and swear that nobody in your country is any good. So you got to go to another country, a third world country, and use your money to get what you can get. Okay, that's two. The third level of cope is self hate. Check this shit. Self hate. Now, what do I mean by self hate? Now, there are plenty of people who will date outside of their race. Okay, plenty of people. Some people will actually marry outside of their race. Sometimes if you date somebody from another culture, they'll date your ass, but when it's time to get married, they're going back with their culture. Okay, that happens all the time, and that's one of the barriers to so-called interracial relationships, like long-term family marriage shit. They ain't gonna marry outside their culture. They'll date your ass, fuck you, and all that shit, but they not finna, they not finna marry you, and they not finna mix their DNA and create no children with you. That's just reality. Indians, Arabs, a lot of them will do that. Okay, and white folks, everybody, and black men too. So black people. I've seen black folks. I ain't gonna take you to my mama. You crazy? Black girls. Your family be like, what the fuck? What the hell you going through? But anyway, self hate is an option, y'all. That's the third option. Self hate. Y'all listen. I listen to there's this group of dudes. I ain't listened in a long time, but I decided just I was bored, and I decided I was gonna go and rumble, see what the fuck is going on, and I was just listening and looking. And I seen this particular stream. It caught my eye. I don't be over there much, but I went to Crow's channel. I don't know if y'all know Crow. The Crow has a whole bunch of coons, men, black men who hate themselves, hate being black, and they cope together, right? And this is not necessarily a self-creating problem because you're born what color you're born what race you're born. But I tell you, for somebody like me who enjoys watching psychological warfare, watching people fight themselves in their own mind, this shit was delicious. What made it delicious? What was so different about this stream compared to any other stream I ever seen? Because I used to watch over there. I used to entertain myself. I entertain myself quite a bit. I like to entertain myself. I watch some kooky and crazy stuff and some interesting stuff. I watch funny stuff. I watch shit to entertain my mind. And some of the stuff I watch, nobody, pretty much. I don't be all in the chat and shit. I be in the clouds. I just be cackling and laughing like, woo wee, look at that. I don't always make myself known. I just be looking. I be like, look at this shit. Wow. Wow. I be cracking up. Be making commentary to myself. Look at this shit. This motherfucker's crazy. Ha ha ha. Right? I'm entertained. So that's what I do. I sit in the clouds and listen to some interesting things, and I be clowning, laughing to myself. It brings me joy. It brings me joy to watch ridiculous people be ridiculous. It brings me joy. I just be laughing. Anyway, I have to tell you, I have never seen such a thing before. It was so pathetic and funny at the same time. And I have no sympathy for them. These men are just trying to be more than they are. That's all. And sometimes in life, you just got to be what you are. Just got to be what you are. Accept where you come from. Accept what your lot in life is. Everybody ain't gonna be the king. Everybody ain't gonna be a winner. Accept what the fuck you are. And so that's your fault. That's your fault if you are aiming too high. If you're trying to be something and you're not talented enough. You're not smart enough. You're not resourceful, industrious enough. You don't have the work ethic. That's your fault. Now you can blame it on your environment and background. That could be well founded. Okay. But you gotta square yourself. You gotta see who the fuck you really are and what you aiming to be. And do you look for shortcuts? And I would say yes. And so here's the shortcut I see. Here's the shortcut I see. With these so-called coons, they want so bad to believe that everything black is bad, right? And everything white is perfect. They want so bad to believe that. But we all know that's not the case. Black people are degenerate. And all I've got to do is be post racial. I've just got to be a non Negro And then I'll be accepted by society. I'll move up. Well, we have all the evidence to prove that that's not a possibility because white privilege does not extend itself. Ask the Cubans. Ask the Cubans. You can even look white and still get dragged. White is white. And you ain't white. You'll never be. So I had the privilege of watching this very long stream. And what made it so interesting, let me tell you what the topic was. And I'm talking about Mr. Crow, his channel, which I don't watch anymore, but I happened to see it because I was bored. And he had a white supremacist, y'all hear me? Real deal. He had him a white nationalist Christian man. He calls a friend. He had him on the channel because that's what you got to do when you want to be white. You got to befriend folks like that to make yourself legit, right? You're post-racial. You don't believe in race. There's no such thing as black and white. But then at sometimes you have to also acknowledge that there is so-called race because then you have to put your own race down. So it's a kind of tricky thing you got to do, right? You got to do this trick. Race matters when it matters to me, and race don't matter when I'm trying to be white. Okay. You see that? You got to dodge back and forth between reality. I find that particular part very interesting too. Race matters when black women are the cause of all degeneracy. But race doesn't matter when it comes to me because I'm a different person. I'm a super Negro. Me and all my coon clan. We're super Negroes. We're past race. We're post-racial. Ask Clue. Ask Clue. So anyhow, I got to know Clue. Clue is funny. Then what you're going to find with all these coons, for the most part, is they are, for the most part, from poor backgrounds. Most of them are, and there's nothing wrong with poverty. I'm just telling you, most of them are from the ghetto. Some of them are from very, very poor, impoverished, drug-infested places. And what has happened is they have taken the environment they came from and they chose to believe this because they haven't had opportunity to be around what I would say are professional black people, middle class black people. They haven't had that except for the Cosby Show, and that wasn't quite real to them because that was on TV. They don't know that the Cosby Show is quite real for a lot of black people. That's the reality, right? You gotta know where those folks are and be around them folks, but you wouldn't if you ain't really like the same level. So yeah, I get it. They don't know. They don't know that the Cosby Show can be the norm for some black people. They don't know. They don't know that you can have black people who are middle class and not degenerate. They don't know that. See, they haven't had a chance to see that because they don't move in them circles. They're from the ghetto. And so they've convinced themselves that everything they grew up around, the family, the degeneracy they saw growing up, that this is the norm. This is black culture. This is black people. They've actually convinced themselves of this crazy thing. Yes, they did. And so, and so, they actually believe that they can undo their blackness by what? Proximity to whiteness. Can you believe that? Ain't that crazy? If I'm just around white people by osmosis, I'll be a better person. I'll be perfect if I get a white woman. You're like, okay, all righty then. That shit sound crazy. You are who you are, no matter who you're with. There's no shortcut. If you don't have any class or decency about yourself, that shit's gonna be who you are. That's part of your identity. That's what you grew up. That's your background. You can't run from yourself, babe. You can't run from yourself. Stop doing it. Stop doing it. You just happen to be in black skin, but you from a poor environment. You from a degenerate family. It's okay. You ain't the only one. People from all races and classes got degeneracy in their family. I said races and classes got degeneracy. Degeneracy is fucking universal. It's just more popular with some environments than others. Okay. I grew up in the suburbs. I done seen some degenerate shit. I consider my white friends cussing their fucking parents out like they grown. I consider that degenerate. Okay? So don't sit here and act like white folks ain't degenerate. They degenerate too. Even with money, even worse with money. Okay? So let's cut that out. That lie. Stop that lie. Oh, I got another comment. Let me see. Who said it? Who said it? Gen Z. Hey, what's up, Gen Z? I'm talking my shit while I'm washing these dishes. So let me tell y'all what made this so thrilling and so beautiful. These coons, these black men who have called themselves SYSBM, Save Yourself Black Men, they believe that they will be saved. Who is their Christ? Who is their Savior? It is the white woman. The white woman, by proximity and association and marriage, the white woman will take his status up to a new level. He will be a new Negro to the point where he don't have to be Negro. He gets to be an honorary white man. Yeah, y'all, that sounds crazy, don't it? Don't that sound crazy? I can get me a white woman, and I instantly become better. I can undo my Negro-ness. I can peel off this black skin because I have a white woman. I have a new culture by osmosis and proximity. Now, this is the sad thing. Most of the white women who are decent, let me be honest, most of the white women who are decent, this is the rule, there are exceptions, but most white women who are decent want to be under white male patriarchy because that's where they are most powerful. White women prefer white male patriarchy, if we're honest. This is their country historically because they control the dominant culture. Let's be honest. We are the world, we are the children, fight, and, we got might, we can do all that shit later. But the reality is that white men run this country. And this is a superpower built by black people, no doubt. But a white woman who got half a damn brain, she wants to be with a white man so she can be under his protection. A white man can do 1,000 things that a black man can't do just because of the nature of the country, just because of the power dynamics. A white man can put on a suit, ain't got no education, walk into a place and become the supervisor and the manager and an exec in no time just because he's white and he looks like he's got some goddamn sense and he can speak standard English. A black man cannot do the same. They're going to ask him, do you have a master's degree? Do you have a bachelor's degree? And by the way, can you do a drug test? And we would like to do a background check and check your credit before you get this job or even we consider you. You understand? It's different. And we're not gonna sit here and lie and pretend that it's not. White men get privilege. So a white woman will not waste herself, if we're honest, on denying herself the natural privileges of being beside a white man. I'm talking about a white woman. And that's why you have sometimes black women who want to sign up for this shit and be a bad wench. I understand. I wouldn't do it. I would argue that black men who are already resourceful, smart, intelligent, and connected are within their rights to access the same quality of life and almost the same access as a white man, I would argue. So I would say a black woman is better off spending her energy and time building with a black man who is his best. She is better off building with a black man who is his absolute best. Not chasing no white man. I wouldn't waste my time. I wouldn't do that. And white men tend to throw their women away around 45 when the crow's feet come. Okay, you don't want to be disposable. Black men do not dispose women. They don't do that. We gotta love the good things about our black brothers. And all this conversation I'm having is not about black men, like regular everyday black men, because they know what the deal is. They understand reality. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the exception to the rules, the people who come to YouTube with all their problems because they're not as much as they wanted to be, and they wish they were more than they are. And they come to the internet, shame, blaming, explaining, being incels and passport bros, and now self haters. This was so fabulous because this white supremacist man, he came before them like God, like Jesus. He came before them like God, like Jesus, and he talked down to them. This whole panel of coons. He talked down to him, y'all. He talked down to him so low. But they're so post-racial, they're not gonna even respond to it, right? So that's how you prove your coonness. When you have a white man who asserts his white male supremacy on you, you bow down. You act as if it doesn't matter and it doesn't bother you. You act like you don't see it, like you don't hear the tone. Like when he calls you names and talks shit to you and tell you how dumb you are, you suck it up. You act like a good Negro because you off the plantation, right? Because you off the plantation, right? So you act more like a slave, right? Y'all, this shit was so delicious. Let me tell you. This white man sat his ass up there and he proceeded to tell them, you are concerned about trying to get approval, trying to get a pass, trying to get acceptance, making excuses of why you all have created a culture around worshiping white women. He didn't say worshiping white women, I'm saying. And I think in and of itself, that makes you weak. You have to worship some women in order to find your manhood. That in and of itself is a problem. Worshiping any woman to find your manhood and your value is a problem. And for you to do that out of self hatred, you are pedestalizing and worshiping white women. White men don't have any respect for that. I said a video before, the last video I did, I talked about how white men have white women in line. And white women choose to be in that line, no matter how hard it may be, because the privileges and the protection that come with being with a white male under white male patriarchy, which is this country, is ideal for them. It's ideal. It's ideal. And to accept less than that is something wrong with them. I'm just telling y'all. I haven't seen many exceptions to the rule. White women know that it's their best interest to be with white men. No matter how poor he is or whatever the case may be, a white woman understands that it is in her best interest to be with white men in a country that promotes white male patriarchy. What is hard to understand? So you do understand, like I said in that video, that white women who refuse to be beside white men, they are failing at white womanhood. That's just the reality. Now, it could be that they are ambitious and they do not want to bow down to patriarchy. They may be ultra feminist, that's fine, but they fail at white womanhood. White womanhood is defined by being a useful tool under the subjugation of white men, under the control of white men. When they say tap, you say how many times. When they say jump, you say how high. This is how white male patriarchy works. And the white women who fall upon and under the rule of white male patriarchy, they benefit greatly from it. Okay, they do. That's why they're doing it. So to do anything outside of that is a failure of white womanhood, I would say. That's my opinion. Okay. And so having this white man sit there on the panel and tell them that they are making excuses for trying to be with white women, trying to create this culture of interracial dating and marriage is a big ass cope. That's what he said. He said it's a big ass cope. The part he didn't say, which I wish he had said, is you black men who doing this cooning, racing and chasing after white women to try to find some identity by osmosis. You simply are men who are not what you want to be. And you think that hiding inside of the greatness of the white woman is your answer, your shortcut, right? It's your hack. There's some laziness there. That's a lazy nigga. That's a lazy nigga. When all you had to do was be the best man you could be. You don't have to chase whiteness. Like, why are you chasing whiteness? And he actually has a couple of people that call themselves honorary white men. Can you believe it? That should be an insult to a white man. You will never be a white man. Are you serious? I don't put white men on pedestals. I think the world actually would be better off without old white men, for sure. Because it seems to be the old white men are destroying the world. So y'all know where I stand on it. I do not worship white men at all. I am pro-black. But it's so interesting that when I start to look at something and listen to some of the things that some of these white supremacists say, there are fundamental things that I fucking agree with. And it has nothing to do about me or black people being less. None of that part. But some of the stuff they say, trying to justify interracial relationships so that you can be somebody, so you can promote something about yourself, that's fucking sad. I am a proponent that people should be with the people who are closest to them, like them. And it's just true. People are better. A Jamaican is better with a Jamaican. Okay, even across cultures. I tried to marry a African and that shit did not work out. We both black, ain't we? That shit did not work out. Culturally, we are fucking different. Okay, we're fucking different. I had to find that out the hard way. We are not the fucking same. We are not compatible. We're just not. Even if we have a common fucking religion and we both black, that shit is like night and day. It ain't gonna last. I had a marriage to prove that. Okay. Similarities. That's why the Indians, they have to pick their partner carefully. They pick people from their same social class. The elites do the same thing. They look at social class. They look at what kind of background do you have? What quality of family? What are your goals and ambitions as far as the future? Are you compatible? Compatibility starts with race. It really does. It fucking does. It starts with race. And I know the woke world has taught us different. Everybody's just a person. We're all humans. It sounds good. It sounds fucking good. Tell that to an Indian. Okay. They pick based on compatibility. And that's why you see Indians marry Indians and Ethiopians marry Ethiopians. There are plenty of cultures. Chinese be marrying Chinese. It's the outliers, it's the throwaways, it's the people who can't make it. Those are the ones who go outside of their culture. Y'all understand? Just like the passport bros, the outliers, the weirdos, the throwaways, the leftovers, these are the ones that go outside of their culture. Because it's your natural state to find similarity. It is easier. It is more symbiotic to find someone who you have much in common with. Even socioeconomically, I could never be with a ghetto nigga. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it because everything about him is gonna agitate me. From his speech patterns to the way he talks, to the way he lives, to the way he walks, to the stuff he values, he gonna irritate me. I gotta be with a middle class, professional class man from a black, solid middle class family. That's what I gotta be with. We gotta have a same culture. We gotta be very, very, very similar. Okay. Otherwise, it ain't gonna work out. I could probably not be with a rich man either. A rich, rich black man, a multimillionaire. I ain't gonna work with him either. Money don't change shit. Okay. Just because you got some money, that ain't gonna change shit. We're gonna be having a different culture. We're gonna see shit different. We're gonna value different stuff. Ain't no point. Ain't no goddamn point. You understand? So what I'm telling y'all is that shit was delicious. That white man read them. He was over there telling them basically they ain't shit. And they was trying to justify it. But the thing is, you should see the groveling, the crying, and the whining. They were so in need of this white man to accept them. And he was basically saying that most of these white women are white bitches. Like they ain't shit. And they're basically, slumming it up, being with y'all. I was like, whoa, that white man was talking so much shit to them damn coons. I could not believe it. And they really felt they were manning up by taking the insults. They wouldn't challenge him. The only thing they wanted to do was pull up some charts and graphs. I mean, literally, he had their balls in his hands. That shit was something to behold. I suggest y'all go see it. It's on Rumble. I have to remember the name of it. I put a clip in my tab. But it's the Crow. It's the Crow. It's the Crow. It's his channel. I don't watch it much anymore. But that shit, I just tapped in and I was like, what? And it caught me and I couldn't stop. I'm still watching it. Motherfucker, six hours long. But that white man handed them their balls. He told them they wasn't smart. He told them they was stupid. And I ain't gonna disagree with this particular, group of guys because he actually was as a graduate student, I know something about data and reliability and sources and quality sources, how people skew and do bias. All this is a science of statistics and shit. So I know something about that, that a lot of time in graduate school. So I know something about data and how you cut data, the things you put in and things you leave out, and how you cut demographics across data, and you can use it for bias. What he presented to them is that they were basically stupid, and he proceeded to take their data and their charts, and he went down and he systematically said, "This is why you're stupid because you don't see that they left out this demographic. That's probably a bias. And this right here and that right there, he went down the whole line and he said, you're trying to prove something you can't prove with the data, and you don't even know that your data is shit and that makes you stupid. I mean, he handed them their ass in so many ways, and I just couldn't believe how they were stupid and bowing. I'm so post-racial. I'm going to take abuse from a white man. I mean, they were so proudly just taking their abuse. There was a couple of blow-ups here and there, but they needed his approval like he was Jesus. He was Jesus, and they were bowing at his feet. Can you accept us, Master? Can you accept us, lowly Negroes? We believe if we got a white woman, we're gonna be better. And they wanted to make a case that they were not. Now, this is the part that's very interesting. The argument was the white boy was saying that race is genetics, and he's right. And they're so stupid they don't know that race is genetics. It's genetic based. They can tell if you a black motherfucker or Asian motherfucker from your genetics, your DNA. Your DNA shows us who you are. It's the building blocks of your fucking life. Everything about you, biological. Your biological life is guided by your fucking DNA. Who don't know that? That's how ignorant they are. They were like, no, it's culture. I said, oh my God, really? Are you fucking serious? You guys are embarrassing. DNA is genetics, and genetics is what determines your fucking race. Are you serious? You say it's culture? Oh my God. I'm talking about elementary level stupidity. And he pointed out how stupid they were. I mean, what can I do but agree with the white boy? What can I do but agree? A DNA sample tells someone's race. DNA sample can tell you if it's a male or female. DNA tells everything. I know my daughter got a genetics test because I was an old woman having a baby. So she got genetically tested. That's required. And it shows that she's fucking black. It shows she's fucking female. I got your paperwork. Culture is not determined by your fucking genetics. You idiot. I mean, man, I had a good time. That's all I can tell you. Let me go back to my commentary. I had a good time watching that shit. Okay, I'm gonna cover this up so I can how do I do it? Okay, I gotta put something in front of it so I can read. Cause that background be fucking me up. Let me put something of one color. No, that's white. I gotta use something dark. Let me see here. I think if I put a plate in front, I can read. I be reading like I'm in elementary school. Okay, there we go. All right, let me see here. So Gen Z says, if these save yourself black men dudes went around Highland Park University Park, which is the Buckhead area. No, you said, yeah, Buckhead here in Dallas. They ain't touching the inheritance money or trust fund from these white women. Right, right. Them white women wouldn't even, they be getting throwaways. That's all I can tell you. What's up, Gabe? What's going on? Hey, Creative Solutions said, who is it? What channel? Okay, so you go to Rumble and you type in Truism, the Storm Crow. I'll actually put a link when I'm done with this stream. I'll put a link. I want y'all to see this shit. For all that screaming and hollering and talking shit about black women they do, a white man comes around. I understand why they do not challenge white men now. They don't represent regular black men. Okay, let me really clarify that. These are some coons. They seek white approval. They have low self-esteem. I would argue because they haven't made much out of their lives and they come from poor backgrounds. They come from the ghetto and they believe that all black people are ghetto. And the only way to escape is to pretend to be white. Their goal is to be honorary white men. And they're failing at that. And it was so interesting because I, for the first time, actually got to see a bona fide white man who was a white supremacist basically tell them, even in the proximity of a white woman, she ain't shit and you ain't shit either. I mean, basically, that shit was something to behold. It takes patience to watch because they got a whole bunch of graphs. And the white boy is just like, I'm impatient. This shit is dumb. I'm going back to genetics. And of course, him being a white supremacist, he thinks that white people have superior genetics. I have a lot of things that I agreed with him on in this stream, but I do not subscribe to the idea that black people inherently have, inferior genetics. You can do whatever studies and whatever you want. I'm not buying that. Okay, so let me see here. Gen C said some save yourself black men channels. Yeah, yeah, that's what it is. So you go on Rumble, you type in Truism Stormcrow, and I'll put a link to it so you can see it. You got to be patient though. But when you see the art in which he bows them down, bends them over, softens their assholes, and proceeds to poke them, I mean, I just I never seen nothing like it. It was refreshing to see how come they don't talk. Why they would talk shit and punch down on black women, but they won't have shit to say to a white man. You got a whole white supremacist basically telling you them white bitches you with, they ain't shit. And pretty much by you ain't getting nothing by proximity. You ain't really you never gonna be a white man. And he's promoting white nationalism. He said, I don't watch those channels. The guy that calls the black women daggles. Yeah, yeah, that's him. That's him. And I would say this one very interesting fact that you have to know. I'm just keeping it real. White women who are not with white men who cannot get stable, functional white men, they are failures. I'm just telling you, they're failures in their own culture. They are failures. I'm just telling you, and you can take that to the bank. You can take that to the bank. They are leftovers that a white man do not want. Okay, all of them. And what you will notice, as much as the men brag about their white woman, very few of them, listen, very few of them put them bitches on the internet. Very few of them let the bitch talk. Okay, and there's a reason. There's a reason. 'Cause they be doing all that big talk, but if you see a bitch, you be like, ooh, oh. If you see a bitch, what's left over, you be like, oh, that's what you bragging about. If you knew more, if you knew more about these wayward white women, you would not be impressed. You would be like, oh. And I told y'all, I got cousins, which I'm still mad about, that had subscribed to wanting to be with white women. And I swear to God, at least eight of them. My whole next generation looks like a fucking bunch of Mexicans, okay? Don't none of them look black. I'm mad about it. The whole Freeman clan, next generation, look like a whole bunch of Mexicans. They look biracial. They do not look black. That shit pisses me off to no end. Okay? And what did my cousin sign up for? Are they with La Creme de la Creme? Y'all tell me. Are my cousins? They literally stooped low. When I say stooped low, they ain't had to go that damn low. Yeah, you rural, and yeah, you poor, but you ain't have to. You didn't have to stoop to degeneracy. They literally are with some degenerate white bitches, trailer park trash, drug infested, throwaway white folk. That's who my cousins decided so they could have them a white woman to be with. It pisses me off to no end. And maybe that's why I take this topic so seriously. Because my cousins know I'm so mean to them bitches when they come around. They got kids with them. I'm so mean to them. It's been years. When I go around my cousin, them bitches know don't talk to her 'cause she'll cuss you out. They know. Don't say hi. Act like you don't know me. You ain't even good enough to talk to me. Don't do it. Don't do it. You will get cussed out. They know I don't like them. It's been years. I've been seeing them for years, and I ain't said a word. And you better not say nothing to me. They know you are too low to speak to me. Don't do it. You get your feelings hurt. And sometimes, when they first came around, hi everybody. They look me in the face. Hey, I don't say a word. Nothing. Don't talk to me. You poor white trash. Don't talk to me. You'll get your feelings hurt. Don't say nothing to me. We ain't got nothing to talk about. Not even hi. I'm Southern, but I'm not speaking to you. Go on now. Get on. Get your ass on. So anyway, yeah. So that's how it is. That's how it is. And y'all just gotta watch it. I mean, it was just absolutely amazing to see how. And I see now. I get it in the manosphere. I see why black men talk among themselves. These ones that have this hatred or pretending to hate black women, but keep constantly doing content about black women. I totally understand why they do not challenge. Let me sit down and tell y'all this. Let me tell y'all, and I'm finna go in a second because I got to do some planning. Let me tell y'all what I learned from that. I learned that men who come from lower backgrounds have a self-esteem issue they had before they came online. They had an inability to connect to or have access to decent black women. So what most of them have done is they have stooped low and they have gone and gotten throwaway white women, women who are failed white women. They failed white womanhood. These women who do not have proximity or closeness to the quality of a white male. They are the bottom rung of their society. They are throwaway white women. I've seen it. My husband talked about it one day. He was telling me, he said, all these brothers, he said they'll take, these thick, they call them thick white women. A thick white woman, for the most part, she can only find a home with a black man or a man of color. White men like a stick bitch. You hear me? They like them skinny. They want your ribs hanging out. That's ideal. What's her name? What's that white woman with the news channel? She's ideal for a white man, for her, even for her age. Oh shit, what is her name? She's got blonde hair, blue eyes. Fuck, what I can't even think. I keep watching her damn channel. But she anyway, that's what they want. They want a stick bitch, okay? So white women who are throw it, they can be overweight, they can be fat, they can call it thick, whatever they want. They can't be with white men. They fail the man meeting the mantle of white womanhood. So the black man is the cleanup man. He'll go and drag them up. He'll put them on a pedestal. Look what I have. Look, behold the white woman. I am now a better Negro. I'm a super Negro. I'm post Negro. Look at me. Look at me. And the white man, this is why they keep the white man out. Because the white man said, nigga, please. That's basically what he said. The white man said, nigga, please. You still a nigga. What did Jay-Z say? Black nigga, tall nigga, something, something, something. Rich nigga, poor nigga, still nigga. Okay? Still nigga. The coons don't want to deal with that. They don't want to deal with that. They think that their ability to scrape the bottom, get them some poor white trash women who failed white womanhood, ugly, fat, stinking, background, fucked up, poverty infested, rural, ugly, all of that. Behold her, the white great female. They lift her up and they think that their status as a black man is somehow transformed by the presence of poor white trash women, white women that a white man wouldn't touch with a 10-foot fucking pole. You see how backwards they are? And that white man, all he did was point it out. He pointed out, he said, white bitches. He said basically, y'all trying to create a culture of worshiping white bitches. It's all you can get. And I think this is the truth. I think that they are trying to create a culture because they're coping with not being the greatest men they could be. I think a lot of these guys are blue collar. They wish they were millionaires. They wish they were smart. Some of them are probably illiterate as fuck, dumb as hell, uneducated, you know, struggling, got little to show for their life. A lot of them are not what they want to be at the very least. At the very least, these men probably wish they came from better families they could actually be proud of. They wish they could say they was from somewhere that wasn't a slum or a slum city. If nothing else, they just wish they had a different background, but it can all be erased. It can all be erased if they just got a white woman. They're no longer Negro. They're post-racial. And they sat there and they sucked up all them insults. Y'all, it was delicious. It was delicious. This is why they like to punch down on black women and blame black women. And let me tell you why that genetic argument hurts them so bad. Why that white man shut down their whole SYSBM, their theory. He shut it down. He shut it down. And they couldn't take it. They were so hurt. They were so bothered. You know what he told them? He said that your DNA is genetics, and genetics is what race is based off of. Damn, that's it. Because guess what? If you accept that premise that your genetics is what your race is based upon, okay? Your genetics determines your race. If you accept that, which they wanted to argue it was culture, if you accept that, then that means guess what? No matter how you look at it, if you think black is degenerate, if genetics is the key marker of race, that means that you, black male, are as so-called degenerate as the what? The black female. Ah, he killed their theory. They was in pain, y'all. That's why they went on and on. They wanted white Jesus to accept them. They were so polite and so kind. They kept asking him questions because he had all the answers. And when he'd insult them, they'd suck it up. They'd take it. Y'all, it was delicious. It was delicious to see a white nationalist take some coons and wring their necks and throw them around only for them to sit up and say, thank you, Massa. Thank you for the abuse. It was delicious. It's delicious. I'm not done. I'm still watching it. He is wringing fucking necks. This white male, white supremacist Took these coons for a turn, y'all. He destroyed their whole little world. What is this on my hair? I done got something in my hair. Oh shit. Okay, I don't know what that is. He destroyed their egos. He told them basically them white women they deal with ain't shit. You know, he tried to be nice here and there and be like, if you love somebody, you love them, but I'm against it. You know, he tried to give some soft spaces, but he had plenty of times where he turned up and he insulted the fuck out of them. And you know, if I was them looking back on it, I would be feeling some kind of way. But they so busy trying to be super Negroes and post racial that they can't even muster up their balls to get upset about that, you know, to actually show some real defiance and stuff. They could not, y'all listen, this is the bottom line. The white male supremacist spoke and he was as good as Jesus. They was not interrupting him. They was bowing down. They was taking them blows. That shit was delicious. To see them not be able to just punch down on black women. He wasn't defending black women. He was defending science, truth, and reality. And they could not fucking take it. They could not take it. He was destroying all their little theories, their little data, and all that. He was not in defense of black women. He was just simply saying that your genetics is what your race is based upon. It ain't got shit to do with no damn culture. Because see, they use black women this and black women that. Black women make the culture. Killed it. He literally killed it. And because he is a white man and he has his white male privilege, and they gave him all his white male privilege, they couldn't do shit with him. They couldn't do shit with him. He told their asses a new asshole. A new asshole. Okay. Let me read these comments and then I'm gonna end my stream. I'm gonna put the link up. I'm a person into psychology and into groupthink and all that type of shit. So that's why I found this very fucking entertaining. And you said thick BBW. You said black women will push them to do better. They don't want the accountability. Right. These kind of loser black men, they don't want to be with black women. They want a white woman to give them everything. You see, they want a white woman to give them privilege by proximity. They want white women to give them a status to make them feel better and fix their self-esteem. They want a lot of things from women for free. And I think that white supremacist dude, I think that he sees them clearly and he sees they're trying to have a shortcut to manhood and they're trying to use poor white trash women, throwaway white women that most black men, I mean white men would never touch with a 10-foot pole. They're trying to make them and utilize them to be something and sit them on a pedestal that they're undeserving. He sees things from a different perspective, and that was what was refreshing. It injects some kind of reality to their false narrative, and that I found refreshing. Um, You said your childhood does not define you. I agree. Your childhood does not define you. I agree. I believe that we in America as a culture believe that a human being has all the potential in the world. We believe that. And no matter where you came from, you can go as far and as high as you want. You can't do that in our country. We believe in that. So I don't hold somebody's childhood against them. But what I'm saying is these dudes couldn't do better. Most people, if they don't like where they come from, they say, man, I'm about to get the fuck out of here. And when I get out of here, I got a plan. I'm going to go to school. I'm going to start a business. I'm going to move somewhere else. I'm going to be vibrant. I'm going to thrive. And I'm going to recreate myself. My own father did that. My dad is from a poor family. My mother is from a more, established family. My father's from a poor family. And actually, her family did not want them to be married. But nonetheless, my dad determined that he was going to be somebody. He got into the military, he got educated, and he soared. He became a military officer immediately, high level military officer. And he pulled himself up by the bootstraps, right? Hardworking, loyal, fighting for his country, doing the right thing, law abiding citizen. That's my dad. And so I know for a fact that you can pull yourself up no matter where you come from. My dad comes from the fucking mud, and I have never, ever denied that. My dad comes from the mud. The Freemans come from mud. I hold that name high in my heart. I will never let my name go, Freeman. But my people come from the mud. They still out there in Oglethorpe County. They still out there in the mud. You understand? They rural, poor black people, and I love them. That's my people. But I don't want I got two sides. I got the left side and I got the right side. I don't want to be in poverty in a rural place. And my dad didn't want me there. That's why he got us up and we moved to the damn suburbs. I'm a suburban bitch now. Been that. Grew up that way. Like my mother. I'm more in line with her and her family because of what my dad decided to do. He didn't want to be poor, black, and rural, okay, and degenerate. So I have a lineage on the left that's one way, and I got a lineage on the right. I see both sides equally. I know that your childhood should not define you forever, no doubt. But these Negroes don't have the ability to do what my dad did, which is get your motherfucking ass up, have a plan that don't depend on no damn woman, and be somebody and do something with your life and stand on your own 2 feet. Be great because you are, and your race ain't got shit to do with it. Your race don't have shit to do. They interject race because they're failures. They interject race as an excuse. You understand? So by the time they interject race, it's because I'm black and black culture and black this and black that. That's why I'm not. No, 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 no. And being a coon and an Uncle Tom does not make you distinguished. It doesn't make you smarter. You're either smart or you're not. You're either talented or you're not. You're a human fucking being. But since you want to go there, let's talk about it. Okay. Let me see. Let me see the last comment. Let's see here. Gen Z says, I don't see these guys with slim white women in Dallas and other areas. I am around North Dallas. I see them with black women, some of them with white women who's not thick but got a little rack. Okay. Well, Dallas might have more variety. Maybe Dallas got more variety. But you know what? In the South, let me be honest. In the South, white people are going to be fatter because we all eat the same shit down here. Okay, let's be clear. Southern people, you know, they eat the same shit. We eat grits and all the fucked up shit we're not supposed to eat. So we're gonna have, you know, a lot of fatter white people because black folks and white folks are eating the same southern food. I had to quit. I had to quit my grits and sausage and pancakes and biscuits. I had to quit. I don't know that I'm any skinnier, but I'm definitely healthier because I stopped eating that shit. I was putting it on here like, ooh, look at me, ooh la la, grits and sausage and this and I started really thinking about. It. I said, you know what? This shit gonna kill me. This shit gonna kill me. Been eating it for so long. It's hard for me to turn away from my southern breakfast. I ain't had grits in so long, y'all. I miss grits, but I don't need grits. Grits get you fat. Grits get your cholesterol up because you got to put the cheese and the butter and the salt and all that other shit. And I'm eating fresh fruit. You know, I'm eating yogurt parfaits. I'm eating different stuff. And sometimes, I'll be honest, I just eat a banana. Something simple, banana and some juice. And I think I'm gonna be better off in the long run. Imagine if I don't eat a southern breakfast for the next 10 years. You can't tell me that ain't gonna have some good impact. You understand? So yeah, but yeah, I think, and I'm not saying all white women are throwaway, but I'm saying the rule of thumb is that most white women are throwaways. If they can be with a stand-up white man from a good family and they can have all the potential in the world, white women will always prefer to go into society and be accepted under white male patriarchy. That's just natural. They will naturally want to do that. If they want to do something else, there's a reason. It's because they fat, they ugly, they come from drug addicts. It's something else. They're not meeting the standard of white women, and that's why they're dating outside. That's just the truth. For white people, I'm not saying that's for every race, but for white people, that's absolutely true. Because this is the country that they dominate. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, if I was a white woman, not a black woman, but if I was born a white woman, there's no way in hell that I would date anything and marry anything other than a white man. That's just common fucking sense. And to say anything else is just being in denial. All the privilege and benefits that come from being a white woman with a white man, you think I would throw that away? You crazy. You crazy. I'd have to be a throwaway bitch to throw away a white man. The white men don't want these women, just like Pearl. Don't nobody want Pearl. That's why she's dealing with Negroes. That's why her natural instinct is to go to black men because nobody wants Pearl. Pearl is ran through. Pearl was likely a hoe. Pearl is ugly. She looks like a horse. So only black men will sit up and be like, "She's beautiful. I can work with that. She's great. She looks better than any black woman, right?" Pearl is a throwaway white woman. She chased a homeless black man in Chicago brought him home like a puppy dog and fixed his ass up and let him stay for free in her father's property so she could be in control of her Negro. Pearl is a throwaway white woman. And you notice that her father's money, access to money, did not change that. That's why I said money is not always the source of degeneracy. You can have money and be a degenerate motherfucker, okay? Pearl is ugly. Pearl is funny looking. Pearl is not feminine. Pearl is a boss bitch with a boss bitch attitude. No white man will have Pearl. She will never in 1,000 years get a white man. And now the bitch got crow's feet on her face. She's old. She's past her prime for a white woman. Pearl is done. But you know what? Some good coon Negro, he gonna scoop her up. I got a white woman. My status is gonna go up. You son of a bitch. I mean, y'all, it is so fucking lame. But y'all, it was delicious. It was delicious watching this white supremacist, this white man with his white skin tell these coons that they are completely lost in the sauce and that their greatness is a figment of their imagination. That genetically they are what they are. I said, oh shit. Oh my God. I was like jumping up and down. I was like, oh my God, oh my God. I don't agree with his premise of white supremacy, but he was letting these coons know that they are lost. And the fact that they bowed down and shook cock of Jesus, the white savior, y'all, it was just thrilling. I just can't tell you how thrilling it was. They always act like they so tough and they got all the answers. They bowed their asses over collectively. That shit was crazy. You said we got a lot of transplants from California, Dallas, and Dallas is less Texan. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Atlanta's like that too. Everybody comes from somewhere else. I ain't from Atlanta. Most people ain't from here. But generally, yeah, white men they want a skinny bitch. I still can't think of this damn woman's name. Oh man, why can't I think of her name? She's a newscaster and she real skinny. She real skinny. And that's the ideal, for mostly white men. They want a skinny bitch. That's just the truth. Most of them, they want a skinny bitch, and half the ones that dating black men, they don't meet the standard for white women. Okay, and then the last comment, then I'm gonna go. You said I don't see a lot of white girls who look like Pearl here. But I bet what you say? Um, but I run into one here and there. Right, right. Pearl is exceptionally ugly. Let's just keep it real. She's exceptionally ugly. Pearl is definitely a throwaway, and her money is not going to be her equalizer. Pearl is done. Pearl is lost. She's pathetic. Ideally, all of Pearl's friends and stuff they married white men from decent families, and those girls got married between 19 and 22, and Pearl is a throwaway. And now she's chasing black men and black males and dating black men. She's just a throwaway. She's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. But you have, and that's the nature of some of these. And I'm not talking about all black men, but that's the nature of these coons who want a shortcut, who ain't did much for themselves. They haven't accomplished anything. And like I said, if you are an accomplished man, black man, if you accomplish, you are naturally going to seek your own level within your own culture. You will have access to black women who reflect the greatness that you are. You will actually easily have access. You wouldn't be on the internet complaining, there are no good black women. You don't have access. I keep telling people, you don't have access, don't mean it don't exist. You're fucking 40 looking for something that you had never had access to. Do you understand that? The black women that went to private schools, you will never come in contact with. The black women who grew up in the burbs with a mother and a father, and they had a whole decent lifestyle. The debutante, you will never meet her. You didn't have an opportunity because you don't have access because you're not even close to where they came from. The educated, intelligent, but humble black woman that makes an excellent wife, you don't have access to. You never would have. Just because you can't have it don't mean it don't exist. You see? That's the insanity of it. They tell themselves there are no decent black women out here. You don't have access to know where they are. You don't have access. You did not grow up with them because you don't have a similar background. You came from somewhere else. You was in the ghetto selling drugs back then while she was in the private school. You would never meet her. You still won't meet her. Even right now, these black women that are decent and this and that, these dudes is not coming in contact with them. They never will. These so-called preferred black women. I'm not even talking about no rich bougie bitch. I'm talking about really decent, functional, amazing black women, educated and intelligent black women who have family values. You're still not gonna meet her because you still not there. That's what they feel to realize. You still not there. You still ain't where she's at. You never will be. You will never be in the neighborhood of the Whole Foods where she shops at. You won't be there. You can't afford Whole Foods, and you can't afford the neighborhood and the places that she lives and the places she goes. The restaurants she frequents, you still won't know her, though she's married and probably married to a black man just like herself. You will never meet her. You won't come and cross paths. Just because you don't have access doesn't mean it exists. So stop the fucking lies. Your level is probably that hood you came from. That's probably your level. Taquisha is your level. You just don't want to accept it. That chick with the bonnet, that's your level, bruh. That chick scooting her feet around with them raggedy flip flops, that's your level, bruh. That's your level. You just don't accept it. These guys, a lot of them, I'm just being honest, they're not educated. They're blue collar. They're strugglers. They're not particularly smart. They're definitely not educated. They're not networked. They're not resourceful. They're not shaking and moving the world. They are not men who are running CEOs. They're not running great businesses. They're not doing any of that, y'all. These are dudes who are average at best. Okay, they're average at best. They working class and normal like any other Negro, but they just want to be special so bad, so bad. Y'all keep wishing. But the white boy, shout out to the white boy. What's his name? What's his name? With his racist ass. What's his name? Goddamn Paradox. Paradox guy. That's his name, Paradox guy. Shout out to Paradox. Shout out to Paradox for choking out the damn combs, making him have a bad day. I thoroughly enjoyed this stream. Y'all, I'm finna go back and watch while I continue to do what I do. I gotta hurry up because I got 25 minutes before I have my consultation. I gotta go find a couple of things on Amazon to present. I share y'all.